of the #1 Bahamian music beat, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, The People Station.
You're watching the ZNS Network, The People Station.
Coming up first at 6, the Minister of National Security giving a detailed account of every dollar spent in his ministry during the mid-year budget debate. The Ministry of Environment is one step closer to securing a company to manage the New Providence landfill. And residents giving some mixed views about the government's over-the-hill cleanup initiative.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The mid-year budget debate continuing in the halls of Parliament today with the National Security Minister addressing the fight against crime. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, revealing in Parliament today that the overall crime figures are down. But as he opened the books of his ministry, he provided a full and transparent account on the $232 million budget for the agencies under his portfolio. Dames says one of his top priorities is to safeguard against corrupt practices, mismanagement, and wasteful spending.
Is that as a result of prudent management, the midterm budget allocation expenditures for the agencies under the purview of my ministry are all within the established budgetary estimates for the fiscal period 2017 to 2018.
Those agencies are the Ministry of National Security, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Defense Force, the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, and the Parliamentary Registration Department. He outlined the spending thus far for each agency. Most have spent just under 50% of its allocated budget.
The agency's spending to date reflected the following percentages of their budget allocations. The Ministry of National Security to date has spent some $6,144,210, or 49% of its allocated budget. The Royal Bahamas Police Force to date has spent $65,643,147, or 48% of its allocated budget. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force to date has spent some $26,949,098, or 48% of its allocated budget. The Bahamas Department of Correctional Service to date has spent some $12,174,574, or 48% of its allocated budget, while the Parliamentary Registration Department to date has spent some $718,718, or 46% of its allocated budget.
Also coming out of that debate, more information on the status of the management plans for the city dump. Environment and Housing Minister, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, spoke to the issue.
7 companies were shortlisted, Mr. Speaker, and each were invited to participate in the RFP process. Of the 7 shortlisted companies, Mr. Speaker, 4 companies have paid the $10,000 non-refundable registration fee and are now completing their bids. The participating companies are as follows: WTP Limited, Bahamas Waste, New Providence Advisors and the Waste Resources Development Group Limited, and APAPA International Nassau Limited. A pre-bid meeting was held at the Department of Environmental Health Services on the 27th of February, and submissions are due on the 9th of April 2018.
It's International Women's Day, a day to reflect on the movement for women's rights. Over in the upper chamber, President of the Senate, Catherine Forbes Smith, applauded the work of women here in the Bahamas. She says they must continue to push for positive change, the implementation of gender equality and empowerment.
In the Bahamas, if we are truly interested in gender equality in government, in the private sector, law, education, sales and marketing, science and technology, we must continue to press for progress and create parity at all levels. Of particular note, the participation, representation, and election of women in government in the Bahamas remains a work in progress. We must continue to press for progress in this area. Today should be a day of reflection and a day to call for change. There are many women in our country who are doing extraordinary things in their small ways to continue the movement toward equality. I call all women to action in our country, every female leader of every organization, every woman who leads in the home, and together we must continue the movement. Let's press for progress in 2018.
Meantime, Leader of Opposition Business in the Senate, Fred Mitchell, also noted the impact of women in the Bahamas and their contributions.
The women's movement has been so successful in the country that today in so many of the professions, law being the major one, women have certainly outnumber men in terms of the graduates, in terms of the absolute numbers. And so your women are on a good track, and men would take a page from that movement to encourage young boys as they develop into their manhood. So I thank you and congratulate all women on this day.
Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lanisha Roll, is urging Bahamian women under 60 to build upon the foundation laid by women who came before and continue the forward movement of women in this country. Today marked the 29th International Women's Day, and women and girls from all sectors, including parliamentarians and senators, attended the 2018 International Women's Day Women's Forum at the University of the Bahamas. This year's International Women's Day theme is Challenges and Opportunities in Achieving Gender Equality and Empowerment of Rural Women and Girls. Roll, who highlighted women who have made their mark in politics, says women have historically had to fight for all they have, but in the Bahamas we have a strong foundation to build on.
I unapologetically reiterate that a strong foundation has been laid by our matriarchs. And hence, therefore, I charge women everywhere to use your hand, to use your mouth, to use your hand, to use your feet to build. On this International Women's Day 2018, let us pledge to build our older women, our female adolescents, our girls, our physically and mentally or emotionally challenged females. Let us together build a better Bahamas.
International Women's Day is a celebration of the progress women have made economically, politically, socially, and culturally. Chairperson of the National Women's Advisory Council, Coralie Adderley, says when we celebrate women, we defy stereotypes and admit that women can do anything. She says women must work together to promote progress or perish together.
Now is not the time to be complacent, to watch from the sidelines, to be ambivalent. Oprah Winfrey reminds us that the greatest contribution we can make to women's rights is to be absolute, to be the best at what we do. But we must also take our rightful place beside the men in the boardrooms and the halls of Parliament, where the fate of our children and grandchildren is decided. I encourage each of you to join us this year as we press for progress.
And still to come, authorities still warning Eleuthera residents to stay away from the glass window bridge. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
Happy birthday, Ariana. Happy birthday to you. What's this for?
I got me say some cake for you.
Ever since you guys moved to the Family Islands, I have missed so many birthdays.
Yes, Mummy. We gotta thank BTC for bringing the internet to our community.
You're right, honey. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Grammy. Say bye, Grammy.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. It's all for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
It's the magical moment you've waited for all your life. Wedding Dreams begin Sunday, April 15th at the 30th Annual Bahamas Bridal Show for hundreds who will meet 40 wedding experts to help couples down the aisle. For tickets and information, visit buttonsformalwear.com or call 421-9783. For the perfect wedding day, it's the Bahamas Bridal Show, Malia Nassau Beach All-Inclusive Resort, Sunday, April 15th. You bring the romance. We'll bring the magic.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Police were stationed on both sides of the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera today as the bridge remains closed. Although conditions are not as extreme as they were, Island Administrator Ivan Ferguson says the bridge is extremely dangerous and the gap has widened. He says people have been more cautious, but he is again warning residents to stay away.
I went out there last night and the conditions seem to have abated, and I believe that today the conditions may be favorable, not so much to go across the bridge, because we would not recommend anybody going across the bridge until a thorough inspection or assessment is done by engineers from the Ministry of Works.
Ferguson also provided an update on the 7 men injured yesterday.
In the case of yesterday, I am reliably advised that many of the persons, or the 8 persons who were swept off the bridge, were construction workers who were going to work at Golden Key. The persons who were swept off the bridge were rescued, taken to the Lower Bow Clinic where they were treated, and all of them were transported to New Providence for further medical treatment. And the cost of the transportation to Nassau was borne by the contractor.
Crews from the Over the Hill Cleanup Initiative spent several weeks going street to street within the Bain and Grantstown area, removing derelict vehicles, aged old appliances, and piles of debris that have created an eyesore in that inner city for years. On Wednesday afternoon, ZNS News canvassed several communities within that inner city to speak to residents who gave mixed views about the government's cleanup efforts.
More effort is needed, but we are grateful for what they're trying to do, you know, and on top of that, we still was able to get a little jobs out of it.
I like how we tear all them bushes down and everything, clean up, I like it. Because since we moved, it improved.
So far, in the years I've been in, it's clean up pretty good, and good job.
Are you comfortable in this environment now, seeing that they're cleaning it up?
Right now, yeah.
Unless they clean up Meadow Street, but not down this area where it is, they need to come and have a clean up.
I noticed in the area there's still a lot of old abandoned places, yards and stuff that needs to clean up on. It seems like only certain areas, certain parts they cleaning up, but it's just, but I think they should do more on, well, if they're cleaning up the area, clean it much better.
Our ZNS News team also visited a few business establishments in the area, but many of the owners declined to comment on camera but welcomed the beautification efforts. Meanwhile, owner of Joe's convenience store, Josephine McKinney, says she has been living and working in Baines and Grantstown for some 5 decades and strongly believes residents must do their part to keep their surroundings clean.
The problem is when they clean up, it's for the people to keep it. But you find that they would clean up this area and another week or two one old fridge drop there or one old stove or, you know, they're not particular in keeping the area clean themselves. So it seems as though the government is doing it. But sometimes they say they're wasting the time. But it takes the people themselves to keep the area clean. And that seems to be a problem with most of the people around this way.
One of the country's national treasures celebrated a significant milestone last evening. Former Governor General Arthur Hanna celebrated his 90th birthday with family and friends at a special service of Thanksgiving at the Church of St. Matthew on Shirley Street. Retired Rector Father James Moultrie reflected on Hanna's unselfish will to put service for country above himself.
His life could have taken a much different course had he not listened to the cries of his people for freedom. A.D. Hanna was one of the great lawyers of our times who could have made a decent living practicing law, but he chose national service. Moses belonged to the noblest order of men, but he was saved by faith alone. This faith moved him to the faithful service of God and the Hebrew people, and self-denial that was unparalleled at that time of human history. A.D. Hanna was in a similar position and decided to follow his conscience, not knowing at the time how dearly it would cost him.
Father Moultrie hailed A.D. Hanna as a founding father who did things his way. He said Mr. Hanna was welcomed into the circle of the academic elite, but relinquished many of his honors, including his knighthood.
Even though he was recognized among the elite, he went with his conscience. He once again cut a different path. And he often had to tear himself away from many a friend who did not always understand his actions. That's as far as I'll go with that. But the brethren know what I mean. He gave us all the courage to dream and then to follow our dreams. And if our faith shows us that to occupy our present position involves complicity with sin or error, we should break away at the earliest opportunity.
And coming up in sports, Buddy going head-to-head with his old team. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Burnett Road, telephone number 364-1260.
iCellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The National High School Track and Field Championships underway at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. From there, it's on to Carifta Trials and then the Carifta Games. Earlier this week, Carifta Fever hit their original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Among those on hand was team physician Ken Bizard, who spent some time with Carifta hopefuls.
This is our first day and the team is still being put together, but as far as from what I've seen so far and speaking to some of the coaches, yes, so far we're at 100%. It's usually the last few days actually closer to the competition where you start to see a lot of injuries from training and perhaps even overtraining, so we want to be careful about that.
Champ Stewart has once again been called up by the New York Mets to be a part of their spring training roster. The Mets are currently playing in the Grapefruit League in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Stewart did not get in the game yesterday on an 11-4 loss to the New York Yankees, nor did he play today in an 8-5 loss to the Washington Nationals. The Mets play again tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers. On to some tennis news now. Carrie Cartwright and American partner Kerry-Anne Louis-Pierre moving on to the semifinals of the ITF Ladies Tournament in Greece. They did it in come-from-behind fashion, 2-6, 7-5, and 10-4. Cartwright and Pierre back on the court again tomorrow, looking for a spot in the final. On to the college hardwood now. Travis Munnings finishing up with 13 points last night to lead Louisiana Monroe into the second round of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. They knocked out Arkansas State 76-54. Up next now will be Georgia Southern tomorrow. On the ladies' side, the Jacksonville Dolphins into the championship game of the Atlantic Sun Tournament. They beat North Florida 83-77. Shalonda Neely playing just 3 minutes. She had 1 steal for Coach Gillette McPhee-McQuinn. The Dolphins, they face Florida Gulf Coast on Sunday, that is, with an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. Today, more Bahamians on the court. DeAndre Ayton and Arizona, they were in quarterfinal round action of the Pac-12 tournament against Colorado. Slow first half for DeAndre, just 6 points and 3 rebounds. They led 35-33. Second half, not much better for the big man, but he did finish up with 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Arizona prevails 83-67. Up next in the semifinals tomorrow will be the winner of UCLA and Stanford. Now later on tonight, Nathan Bain and Stephen F. Austin, they take on Central Arkansas. That's a second round game in the Southline Conference Tournament at 8:30. And closing out the night, Dwight Colby and Western Kentucky. They'll be in quarterfinal round action of the Conference USA tournament against UAB at 10 p.m. From the NBA last night, Buddy Hield going up against his old team. He finished up with 20 points and 5 rebounds. The Sacramento Kings fell to the New Orleans Pelicans 114-101. Buddy and the Kings playing again tomorrow at home against the Orlando Magic. The New Providence Basketball Association closed out regular season play last night at the AF Adderley Gym. Commonwealth Bank Giants and Rockets in playoff form. Giants winning a close one there, 94-92. Michael Furley-Bain, 22 points in the win. David Taylor had 20. Dashton Baker, 15. Jeffrey Henfield added 14 for the Rockets. Eugene Bain, 26 points and 18 rebounds. Livingston Munnings, 19 points and 16 boards. Tamiko Moxie also in double figures with 14 points. The other game saw the University of the Bahamas Mingos put away the Carroll Contractors Pirates 84-74. UB getting a game-high 30 points from Kemsey Silvestri. Justin Smith chipping in with 18. Ramon Dames followed with 13. Dominic Fernando, he led the Pirates with 20 points. Jonathan Johnson had 18 points and 10 rebounds. Tevin Hudson finishing up with 13. The playoffs will tip off next Monday, but come tomorrow, all-star activities take over the AF Adderley Gym. The Luther Basketball Association Best of 5 first-round playoffs, those start this evening. In JC at 6:30, the Governor's Harbor Crusaders open up against the Palmetto Point Blazers. Meantime, in the north, the Harbor Island Panthers taking on the Harbor Island Warriors at 7 in Bryland. The Bull Reg Class C Regatta took place last weekend in Georgetown, Exuma, and just in the nick of time, BTC came on board as a sponsor.
Today we are just so happy to be able to present this check to the Bullridge Regatta Committee. It is our commitment to the committee and to the island of Exuma of us participating in such local events. We feel it's our obligation as a corporate sponsor, as a corporate citizen, to be able to contribute back to the local community.
Certainly this money was just what we needed, and we want to commend and congratulate BTC and say to the community of Exuma, don't mind the noise in the market. It is BTC every day, everywhere, every occasion.
Scores in from the government secondary school soccer season yesterday. Junior girls, C.H. Reeves blanking Donald Davis 4-0. Jasmine Pierre found the back of the net twice. Angel Williams and Chelsea Daxon also with a goal apiece. S.C. McPherson a winner as well, 7-0 over L.W. Young. On the junior boys side, C.H. Reeves and Donald Davis playing to a 1-1 draw. Curly Pollard and Gerard Roll the goal scorers there. In the other matchup, S.C. McPherson picking up a 2-1 win over L.W. Young. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Happy birthday, Ariana. Happy birthday to you.
Ever since you guys moved to the Family Islands, I have missed so many birthdays.
Yes, Mommy. We gotta thank BTC for bringing the internet to our community.
You're right, honey. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Grammy. Say bye, Grammy.
It is exciting, innovative, it is fresh, and yes, awe-inspiring.
Phenomenal with Joan Davis Roll.
Only on the ZNS Television Network.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
It's no mail like how we have now with motor or whatever. You had a boat high sail on it.
And I tell people I was planting. I told someone up in the store the other day, I said, you won't talk what you do. I was planting when I was 3 years old, 11 string. 11 string, that's what my parents told me, 11 string.
It's not easy, but since the rain is starting to look good, by next month when the spring starts, they will be in full bloom.
Despite continuous challenges, women in our remote islands empower and sustain their communities. Join ZNS TV 13 as we showcase the determination of rural women in the Bahamas on Thursday, March 8th at 8 p.m. A video documentary in observance of International Women's Day.
I don't get tired. If you want something, you have to go for it. I need to go and buy pumpkin and corn and stuff for myself. I have to do something for myself.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, a cold front moved through the northwest Bahamas during the late night and early morning hours will be followed by some chilly temperatures. But outside of our studios just now, we have just a few clouds. Your temperature a mild 77 degrees, relative humidity at 50%. The winds are out of the west at 11 knots. Barometric pressure 1,016.3 millibars. That is 30.01 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather. So stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
And that does it for the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the Northern Bahamas is up next.
Beware of changes to breadbasket items. The Bahamas Union of Teachers discussing the outstanding lump sum. and a memorial held today for a national hero.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Department of Consumer Affairs under the Ministry of Labor announcing some good news for consumers here in Grand Bahama. This coming as officials urge all residents to become more aware of consumer-related issues. The Department of Consumer Affairs is mandated to monitor shops and stores on a rotational basis, respond to consumer complaints, and police stores to ensure that merchants are in compliance with the law. However, items considered to be luxury items are not controlled by the government. Chief Price Inspector Reno Smith says that the department here in Grand Bahama has been doing an excellent job in monitoring items that fall under their portfolio.
I'm happy to say that the price inspectors in Grand Bahama inspect all food stores a minimum of 3 times per week. That's 3 out of 5 working days. And so we are finding that the price control items are in the legal region. But again, those luxury items, the ice creams, those things, as far as the government is concerned, you don't have to eat. They are luxury items. And so we've noticed that the food stores are going up on those items that are not price controlled.
Items which fall under the controlled list include eggs, sugar, rice, flour, grits, and corned beef. Smith also announcing that fruits and vegetables will now be returned to the breadbasket list after some 40 years.
We now have in full operation a Consumer Protection Commission and a Consumer Complaint or Price Commission. We are in the process of establishing both of those commission's desks here in the office. The complaints will be handled by the Complaint Commission, and they deal with a vast amount of complaints right down to private cemeteries taking advantage of persons, and they have been successful in dealing with 80 or 90 something cases recently.
The department will be adding new commissions to more effectively handle consumer complaints.
After 41 years, we anticipate the breadbasket items being changed to include vegetables, fruits, cassava, healthier food products. In addition to that, the government intends to execute its mandate in removing VAT from breadbasket items. And so we're excited about that, and we want all personnel to come out and be a part of the week-long celebration.
Smith is encouraging all consumers throughout the northern Bahamas to reach out to the office here in Grand Bahama with any concerns. The Bahamas Union of Teachers meeting on Grand Bahama. The membership assembling at the BUT Hall in Pioneers Loop to discuss issues of concern facing education and the union in general. But President Belinda Wilson says the outstanding lump sum payment is one of the issues on the agenda.
There's a $1,000 lump sum payment that teachers should have been paid from September. The majority of our teachers received that pay. However, there are about 753 persons throughout the entire Bahamas who have not yet received that pay. So we want to also have discussions on the collective bargaining agreement, because our 5-year agreement expires on the 30th of June this year. And so now I'm in the process of putting together the draft for us to be able to present to the government in short order. There are some terms and conditions of service. Sometimes there are grievances. Just a matter of speaking about our annual general meeting that's coming up, our 71st annual general meeting that is coming up in June. So it's an information meeting.
The BUT president says that following a meeting in New Providence, teachers arrived at a position concerning the overdue funds, and teachers in Grand Bahama will be given an opportunity to state their concerns as well.
I would have written already to the Minister of Education and the Minister of Finance, letting them know that we want the money paid. The money is long overdue. It isn't something that teachers are begging for. They've already worked for it. I can say to you that our meeting on Tuesday in New Providence, the majority of the members have already voted that if next week we don't have a confirmed date as to when they're going to be paid, then we will move forward with filing a trade dispute and making sure that we put pressure to bear so that the teachers can get their monies.
A special memorial service held at the Jack Hayward Gymnasium this morning in honor of the late Sir Durward Knowles. Sir Durward was laid to rest in New Providence earlier this week, and today the Grand Bahama community gathered to say a final farewell. Sabrina Brown has the story.
He was certainly the pace setter, way ahead of his time, and his prowess in sailing defied naysayers and small minds. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I would like to be.
An elaborate ceremony celebrating the life and legacy of the country's first Olympian and founding member of One Bahamas, Sir Durward Knowles. Family, friends, and government officials joining schools from around Grand Bahama to say farewell to the Bahamian philanthropist, hailed as a man worthy of praise.
Words cannot adequately describe or explain someone in his 80s, traveling the length and breadth of this island at individual One Bahamas special assemblies.
The life of Sir Durward is one that the Bahamians can be proud of and one that we can learn from and encourage the next generation to emulate.
Sir Durward's daughter, Charlotte Albury, was touched by the local tributes.
We couldn't be more proud of him and being involved with One Bahamas in Freeport and all the good work that they do.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
You name it, and Dolly's got it in the bag. That means they have it all. Gorgeous rooms-to-go furniture and accessories, Radio Shack electronics and musician supplies, Ace hardware and housewares, Whirlpool and GE appliances, Ace paint and supplies, the Garden Center. We have thousands of items to choose from to make your home run. And Dolly Madison is committed to providing you with quality name brand products at great everyday savings. Yes, Dolly Madison Home Center's got it in the bag.
Freeport, get ready for Soca Fusion at a social affair grounds. Saturday, March 10th. For Skybox or vendor space, call 602-6292.
Lucayan Medical Center provides services in family medicine, internal medicine, obstetrics, gynecology, surgery, pain management, psychiatry, audiology, podiatry, and dentistry. We offer laboratory, ECG, X-rays, ultrasound, CAT scans, and MRI scans. Also here, pharmacy, physiotherapy, fitness programs, and pre-employment medical screening. Skilled staff serve you with dignity and confidentiality. Visit Lucayan Medical Center for your healthcare needs.
You already know what it is, homie. It's your boy, that's Fry Young. Million City, Mr. Bring the whole city out.
It's gonna snow in Freeport when the Passport Gang proudly presents the Snowman, Young Jeezy, live in concert.
What it do with the business is your boy J Double.
Oh yeah, for Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash on Saturday, March 31st. It's the weekend at Gumbe Park. All of Freeport and all the family islands are coming out for Young Jeezy live in concert.
It's gonna be some money throwing about popping.
With music by the Passport Gang, Tico T, King Diano, Kiki Fire, Excitement, Slanks, and more. And hosted by Big Pun. Tickets are $30 general, $60 VIP, $125 all access. Purchase tickets at all Fluid Factory locations. Doors open at 10 p.m. to Gumbe Park. Saturday, March 31st. For the Tico T and El Pinko Easter Weekend Birthday Bash with Young Jeezy.
If you ain't there, you ain't nowhere.
Sponsored by Heineken, Tennessee, Moet Fluid Factory, Top It Off, Premier Lounge, Indian Entertainment, 100 Jams, Grand Bahama Homecoming.
Need I say more?
It is exciting, innovative, it is fresh, and yes, or inspiring.
Phenomenal with Joan Davis Roll.
This Friday, March 9th at 8 p.m. Only on the ZNS Television Network.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Administration, staff, and students of the Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School celebrating their achievements this week. They have dubbed the celebration Panther Pride Week. Kimberly Mullings fills us in.
The theme for Panther Pride Week this year is All We Do Is Win. Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School is highlighting and celebrating its students and teachers alike. Principal Joyanne Pannerman believes everyone should have school pride to show their gratitude for their education and opportunities afforded to them through learning. She says Panther Pride Week is significant.
We want the students to be able to celebrate every aspect of their school and of their lives. So at Sister Mary, we're not only celebrating that we're junior Junkanoo champs or Geneva Rutherford champs, but we are essay and poetry and art competition champions, track and field competitions. So we have a 3A model going at our school where we want them to excel in arts, athletics, and academics. And so this week, we're celebrating all of the talents and skills of our students.
Other notable achievements include 100% passes of the Royal Society of Music, Garden of the Groves art competition winners, placing in the top 5 of the district spelling bee, and girls junior softball champions. Senior prefect at Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School, Shaquan Newbold, added to the Panthers' list of accolades.
I also received the Bethune-Cookman Scholarship for the dual enrollment program. I have my full fees have already been paid, and it's all because of the help of the Sister Mary teachers as well as the staff. I also would like to extend a very heartfelt thank you to the rest of my teachers who would have also helped me to have win or placed in national essay competitions. For example, the Junkanoo essay and poetry competition, where I placed 1st and 3rd with my essay and poetry, as well as the Sir Durwood Knowles national essay competition.
Principal Pannerman says that it's clear why Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High is the school of choice.
We have dedicated teachers, we have committed teachers, and we work collaboratively with our parents and with the community, and with all of the efforts, then quite naturally our students excel.
The pep rally featured various houses of the school cheering each other on for the remainder of the school year. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
The Beacon School hosting a special assembly on Friday morning. The assembly was held to showcase a special project that some of the students have been working on for the last few months. A number of officials were in attendance to take a tour of the special project. Italia Hall has the details.
The special assembly was held to celebrate the school's agriculture department. If you did not know, the school has a garden on campus. For the past several years, the school has been growing cabbages, tomatoes, kale, peppers, and much more. The school's agriculture teacher and 4 students are responsible for producing these beautiful crops. Acting Principal Marilee Barrow says she is truly proud of their efforts.
These young men know everything about gardening, more than I can say about myself. They plant the seed, they water, and now they can see their product. All right, what has been growing up in the seeds that have grown up, that have been taking up, and so now they can see the end result, and not only see it, but they sell it. Whatever they produce, they sell.
Agriculture teacher Peter Lewis says this program was put in place to give students some practical experience outside of the classrooms.
We do most vegetables, and we also do some fruit trees such as mangoes, avocado, basically whatever grows in the Bahamas. But vegetable, cultivation of vegetables, which is a kind of important part of our diet, we try to ensure that they can provide for themselves. Most of them are not going to be certified students per se to be working in an office. So to equip them for life, we expose them to a range of skills.
Superintendent Ivan Butler was also a part of the assembly. He's encouraging more schools on the island to promote agricultural production.
We believe if the children are involved, then we take it home. They then will take it home and do their own, what we call backyard farming. And so we're very pleased and impressed with what is going on at the Beacon School.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome to Ask the Doctor. In keeping with this year's theme for World Health Day on March 8th, which is Kidneys and Women's Health, Include, Value, and Empower, I will discuss some reasons why developing CKD in women may be higher than in men. At least 3 major reasons are recognized so far. CKD progression is slower in women compared to men. Psychosocioeconomic barriers, such as lower disease awareness, lead to late or no start of dialysis among women, and uneven access to care is a major issue in countries with no universal access to health care. Kidney transplantation is also unequally spread, mostly due to social, cultural, and psychological aspects. Even in some countries that provide kidney transplantation and equitable treatment for men and women tend more often to donate kidneys and are less likely to receive them. Coincidentally, World Kidney Day and the International Women's Day 2018 are commemorated on the same day, offering us the opportunity to reflect on the importance of women's health and specifically their kidney health. On its 13th anniversary, World Kidney Day promotes affordable and equitable access to health education, health care, and prevention for kidney disease for all women and girls in the world. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightborn is up next with a check on sports.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Freeport Jewelers in Port Lucaya. Fashion starts here.
Excuse me, Mr. Arnold. I overheard you talking to Bree about BIBT, but I didn't hear you tell her about the new bachelor's degree program. Check it out, man. I already signed up.
New bachelor's degree program. Accounting, business administration, human resource management, convenient evening classes, affordable tuition, accelerated completion time, and they approved by NACOP? Boy, she ain't gonna never have to leave this island. I can call her right now. Homeboy, do me a favor, eh? Stop overhearing my conversations.
Bahamas Institute of Business and Technology. Phone us today. Freeport Campus 351-2673 or Nassau Campus 325-2016. BIBT, pursuing knowledge, applying wisdom.
Pizza Hut Lovers Pizzas give you more of what you love. Meat lovers get more meat. Cheese lovers get more cheese. Veggie lovers get more veggies. Pepperoni lovers get more pepperoni. When you purchase a large Lovers Pizza, you get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. Pizza Hut will donate that $2 to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Get your large Lovers Pizza, spend an additional $2, and get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. For the love of children at Pizza Hut Freeport.
At Grand Bahama Power Company, customers are at the heart of what we do. That's why we are continually finding ways to improve our service to you. You can avoid the line and pay your bill at our 24-hour kiosk at any time. With real-time processing, payments can be submitted with cash, credit card, or check. Conveniently located at our headquarters, This simple and easy process will have you done in 5 minutes or less.
See your new colors like never before on the Voice of Color touchscreen digital display. Get your free custom consultation at Paint Fair 352-9788.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018 featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick them with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Noir Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Everybody at Sports, I'm Ricardo Lightbourne, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Grand Bahama District in commemoration of the 270th anniversary, folks, is going to have its debate competition tonight. They're going to be at the Police Training College right here in Grand Bahama. That starts at about 7 o'clock tonight. Now, tomorrow, the March 9th, will be the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. The softball competition is where the trash talking begins. Detective Darrell Ware says that it's a 2-day competition, and they've got some special honors, especially for my old teammate, Jimmy.
In Grand Bahama, we'll be honoring ex-Sergeant Lee. He was a known softball player and also a very great police officer who contributed great to this country.
Tell me about the divisions and how will it be played over the 2 days at the park?
Well, so we'll be playing at the end of the divisional tournament. We have 6 divisions consisting of crime, family. We got the Central Division, we got the Western Division, we got mobile, and also we got headquarters. We'll start the game, we'll start rolling on Friday evening, and then we'll conclude on Saturday weather permitting. And we're urging the Grand Bahama community and everybody who loves softball and who are friends with the police to come out and watch some good softball, watch the police play. And I don't know, I haven't played for a while, but I think I still have a home run in me.
Okay, if Daryl's going to play, we're in trouble. Now, Mobile will be in the hunt to win this thing. Sergeant Darren Mortimer says this.
We're going to be consistent. I told the guys, don't worry about any other team, just focus on our team. I think we're going to do very well. The rest of the visitors that just need to come out, support policemen. You know, this is a softball segment of the policemen, and participate. You know, I mean, not everyone could win, but the best team is the orange team, is Mobile, which is going to win.
Crime family, we're known for winners, you know, man. We take care of the whole island, where there's crime. Now we can bring the crime aspect onto the field. We can beat up on everybody, and this also win. I mean, even though I'm the coordinator of the tournament, crime family going to win this tournament.
Now, plan your day for tomorrow because you got Crime Family on the diamond against headquarters at about, say, 6 o'clock. And then you got Western and Central. Eastern is going to take on Mobile. Yes, we have also contacted Iran. We will have the medics out there just to lift the officers off the field. Bengay and Mineral Ice will also be available, but they must not bathe in it. Now, the High School Nationals is underway. Thomas A. Robinson Stadium in New Providence. We got a number of athletes down there, but they did use the Fletcher Lewis held on the weekend as a tune-up. The 4th annual Fletcher Lewis Invitational Meet was held on Saturday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. The 100 meters was exciting for the athletes and a tune-up for a number of upcoming meets. The fan support also very positive. Lots of umbrellas in the stands. The sun was out. The Red Cross staff and also G. Barco ensuring that the athletes are safe and everything is going well. Race director Ravana Ferguson said the meet was exciting despite the late start, but he wanted to make sure the athletes got registered and also got on the track running.
We have representation from all track clubs out there locally, and quite a few came from abroad. We have Sunblazers, Speed Dynamics, Striders, Morris Island Exterminators, out of Nassau and Abaco. And on top of it, literally every track and field club came out to support this event. Geared up for Carifta High School Nationals, and the fact that Carifta is actually home, the kids want to come out here and test their speed. So we just want to try and give the kids the opportunity to display their abilities.
The wind out of the northwest at 20 knots was evident, especially in the 100-meter stretch of the track. Ray said the conditions meant that times would be effective. But again, the athletes got in some important work with a number of crucial meets like the high school nationals and Carifta trials right ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be should be some fast hundreds, but unfortunately, we'll be wind-aided. The wind is extremely strong out here today. I mean, the weather called for it, so we just could have to do what we have to do, and hopefully the kids turn in good performances in the other events.
The high school track and field nationals will start Thursday in New Providence, and right after that, on its heels, it's the Carifta trials. And our sports team down in New Providence will give you an update on what happened today in the track and nationals, and that's in the national report coming your way. But as far as we're concerned here in Grand Bahama, that is sports tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Sands Beer in association with A Social Affair and Prime Media presents Soca Fusion, starring the Queen of Bacchanal, Destra.
Bahamas, this is the girl Destra, Queen of Bacchanal, aka Lucy. Proud to say I lose. And on the 10th of March, I will be in Freeport for Soca Fusion.
Also performing Farmanapi, Ultimate Rejects, and DJ Salty. Also performing Tawani Shante. Music by Passport Gangs, Tico T, Cheeky Fire. Hosted by JJ and Purple the Entertainer. It's Soca Fusion.
Everybody take out
Saturday, March 10th at A Social Affair Ground. Advanced children admission tickets are $30, $40 at the gate. Advanced VIP admission $50, $60 at the gate. Purchase tickets at Mo Divas Boutique, Homeboys Bar, Mangra Skin Bar and Lounge, and at Entwine.
We coming to mash up the place. See you there!
All last year, I fell in love with Belinda. But this year, I want to just kick it up a notch.
Did you hear about our new bamboo line?
When he started talking about you can sit on TV.
Hold on, Dr. Love. Not that type of bamboo you're talking about. You ain't hear about the nice bamboo sheet. And you can get it in all colors. And if you ain't want it in the sheets, Dr. Love, you can get it in the pillows.
Thank God for island bedding.
Come and visit me at number 5, Queens Highway, Island Bedding.
It's Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash featuring Young Jeezy. Saturday, March 31st, Gombe Park. Tickets sold at all Fluid Factory locations. This is your ZNS Healthy Lifestyles Fitness Tip, brought to you by Nesbitt Fitness Gym with Coach Jonathan Farquharson and Akela Nesbitt.
Next, we have our butt kicks. You put your hands behind, right on your butt, and you want to try to kick your hands with the heel part of your feet.
I like that. You've been 4 days in the gym.
Yep.
How's it feel?
Got some muscles already.
They coming back?
Already.
Okay. I've been to KFC today.
I had a salad today.
Pot pie.
Not be real.
Did you see the pot pie? I was told to go get one.
Can you get me one tomorrow for lunch?
When you break your diet next month, you're gonna eat the pot pie.
It'll happen.
You need to try the pot pie. No, but stay on the road. Don't go.
That's because we're here in the north.
I'm teasing Americano.
Hi, Kentucky. I'm Megan Shepherd. Bahama Tonight continues.
National report, the Ministry of National Security revealing that under 50% of his ministry's budget was spent during his mid-year budget contribution. The opposition leader responding to that water and sewage audit tabled in the lower chamber last evening. And former Governor General Arthur A.D. Hanna celebrating 90 years of long life. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Crime figures are down. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. The National Security Minister giving a breakdown on the crime stats across this country, and so far, those crime numbers are down. The crime boss shared the information during his contribution to the mid-year budget debate today as he opened the books of his ministry to give an account of what has transpired at the midway point. The National Security Minister also revealed new strategies to battle the ongoing war on crime. DeAndre Williamson leads us off tonight from Parliament.
Minister of National Security Marvin Dames revealed crime statistics indicating that there is a decrease in the level of crime as a result of the work of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
That as a result of a number of new policy frameworks and several new operational strategies, overall crime figures for the year are down. Combined, both crimes against the person and the property are down by nearly 14% nationwide. Nearly 50 illegal firearms have already been taken off of the streets for the year, and so have over 1,215 rounds of ammunition. Mr. Speaker, I am hastened to add that the recent results are due to the short-term measures initiated on the part of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and with assistance from members of the public.
Dames' comments came during his contribution to the mid-year budget debate in the House of Assembly, where he said gun and gang control are concerns the government will pay close attention to in the fight against crime.
The decreases and other successes are not occurring by happenstance, but by carefully thought out and deliberate changes in the way the Royal Bahamas Police Force conducts its crime-fighting strategies. Law enforcement partnerships, intelligence, drug interdictions, and gun control has been and will continue to be our focus over the next several years. New strategic efforts, such as the establishment of Guns and Gangs Unit and the Rapid Response Team, have clearly demonstrated just how effective police strategies can be once competent leaders are in place. We will remain focused on the gangs as well as the proliferation of firearms in our country.
In addition, Dames, a former assistant police commissioner, announced that the manpower audit of the police force is complete and the overall findings will be presented soon.
Using research methodologies and analysis, the audit preliminary finding revealed that contextual and structural changes are necessary to move the Royal Bahamas Police Force into the 21st century. Preliminary findings also identified an oversaturations within the senior ranks, a lack of transparent and suitable protocols during the last two promotional exercises, the lack of a strategic recruitment and professional development plan to increase productivity, and a lack of proper collection and use of statistical data to better inform crime-fighting initiatives. Mr. Speaker, based on the recommendations from the manpower audit, our government's ultimate goal is to rebrand the Royal Bahamas Police Force with a strategic focus on developing a lean and purposeful agency that is able to police in a robust society driven by technological advances.
Following the Minister of National Security's presentation, he tabled the 2018 Commissioner's Policing Plan, which highlights strategies to strengthen the police force.
We will now hold the Commissioner of the Royal Bahamas Police Force now accountable for that plan. All right, and so in 6 months' time, according to the law, we'll have an opportunity to review and to see whether the Commissioner and his team are meeting the objectives set out in his plan. And that's how you begin this whole process of measuring. And that's why I say, you know, and hopefully at the end of this year, when they begin work on the next plan, we look forward to seeing more performance measurements and, you know, indicators that will give us even a better opportunity to really measure in a tangible way the success of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Now, in addition to rebranding the police force, the government also plans to rebrand the Royal Bahamas Defense Force and build additional bases in some of the family islands.
Mr. Speaker, projects to undergo the same approval process during the next fiscal period include the construction of a base and aircraft hangar at Gunpoint, Ragged Island, situated 120 miles west of Inagua. The proposed base and aircraft hangar at Ragged Island is critically important for sustaining land and sea operations near the eastern border of the Great Bahama Bank, where most of the Dominican poaching occurs. The proposed bases in the southeastern Bahamas will facilitate the decentralization of the Defense Force's operations at strategic locations that will enable the Defense Force to detect, track, and apprehend criminals. In the future, Mr. Speaker, it is the intent of our government to construct new bases in Grand Bahama, Bimini, and Abaco.
That water and sewage forensic audit has now been made public. It was tabled in the lower house last evening. Jimenita Swain tells us more.
The first area of concern highlighted by the chairman had to do with the Gladstone Road Waste Treatment Plant, a non-operational plant with a total spend of $18.3 million to date. Its original budget, $9.6 million.
At the outset, the tendering process was irregular. The contract, in a most inexplainable, and I say that with a wink, turn of events, was awarded to Nassau Island Development Company. NID's bid was given a score of 71.5, the lowest. The minimum accepted score was a 70. Despite protests, NID seemed to have had a guardian angel in the Ministry of Works, and NID was nonetheless awarded the contract.
But there was more to this story.
In June 2014, they were given yet another special concession and allowed to secure a bond that was 10% of the original contract value. Notwithstanding the recommendations from the then board, the management, consultants to terminate NID's contract and/or not to make any additional payments, countless board minutes and emails show that the recommendations were, quote, overruled, that there were, quote, external influences and manipulation, end quote, and they were able to evade termination. In the 9th March 2016 board meeting, it was stated that the board and management had been directed to, quote, seek a cost and completion strategy, end quote, and to, quote, continue the engagement of NID, end quote.
Gibson also said the report highlights questionable payments to NID.
On 25th April 2016, a questionable payment of $1 million was made to NID directly from the Ministry of Finance, despite objections from the then board, Water and Sewage Management, and the then Ministry of Works PS, Colin Higgs. All internal controls were circumvented. In June 2014, an $800,000 payment was advanced to NID, despite objections. In fact, following a meeting with Water and Sewage Management and NID reps, then Chairman Cox directed management to take an advance payment of $1.2 million.
Gibson said gross mismanagement and neglect were also unearthed over the Eleuthera Naval Base storage tanks. The intent, he explains, was to allow Water and Sewage to use the tanks to store water for residents. The project he cited as one never tendered or put to bid, instead awarded to Treasure Coast Development and Construction Company.
During that time, a whistleblower from TCC's joint venture partner alleged that improper and dangerous materials were used to line the tanks. Materials that could have caused injury and or death to the people of Eleuthera. Notwithstanding that, not only was the whistleblower twice deported, but the GM dismissed the allegations as, quote, convoluted and instructed the DGM to only review documentation from Mr. Lowe. As it stands, $730,000 has been spent, yet 3 of the 4 tanks remain inoperable, and TCC was terminated in early 2017. Astoundingly, Despite TCC's delays and the allegations, TCC was paid an additional $245,000 even after the allegations of the whistleblower. Mr. Speaker, the report notes that Mr. Lowe, the principal in TCC, constantly bragged about his personal connections and a guardian angel he had at the Ministry of Works, the member for Cat Island.
The 50-page report with accompanying addendum of supporting exhibits of more than 100 pages highlights other concerns the forensic report discovered in the documents tabled in the House. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Opposition leader and former Minister of Public Works Philip Davis, who would have had responsibility for the Water and Sewerage Corporation, had this to say in response to that report.
For example, the member spoke to a payment being made to NID for $1 million. $800,000. Right? That's what he said. And he said that objections were taken for that payment being made. Right? I recall who instigated the objections to the payment. I recall who gave the directions to write about the payment. But he leaves it to say that, for example, some guardian angel. In fact, he said that Mr. Colin Higgs wrote the letter of objections. Well, Colin Higgs was my permanent secretary. Right? He was then too. Right? He wrote the objection. Did he write that without my input? Would he have done that? Right? If the guardian angel to whom he alludes to was complicit in that payment, would he have allowed his permanent secretary to write?
FNM Chairman Carl Culmer issuing a statement today on the audit at the Water and Sewerage Corporation. He says another audit is done and more of the truth is revealed, and some very serious questions need to be answered by members of the previous administration. He says the allegations that payments were made against the advice of senior members of the WSC and that those payments were reportedly made to certain companies highlights the systematic approach to governance that the PLP took during its time in power. Now he calls on the opposition leader to give a full account of the contracts handed out during his term as Minister of Public Works. He says Davis can call it a witch hunt, but the country calls for accountability. He notes that everyone has a right to know what has transpired. And find out how conditions at the Glass Window Bridge are impacting the tourism product in Eleuthera. And find out why these officers have invaded our newsroom.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Letty, designed for extra miles.
Every dream needs a gentle push. Every tomorrow needs a warm embrace. Every ambition needs hope to take flight and the faith to pursue a unique goal. At Commonwealth Bank, we make it happen for you. Today, tomorrow, and into the future. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Home is more than where heart is. Home is where the children feel safe. A place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay. Or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
BCSD, the Bahamas Central Securities Depository, is working to get dividends to shareholders faster than ever. If you've got shares, don't wait weeks for a check in the mail. Give BCSD your bank account information and start getting direct dividends deposited straight to your account. All BCSD needs is your bank's name, branch, and account number. Call BCSD at 322-5522 or visit bcsd.bs today.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Police were stationed on both sides of the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera today as the bridge remains closed. Although conditions are not as extreme as they were, Island Administrator Ivan Ferguson says the bridge is still extremely dangerous and the gap has widened. He says people have been more cautious, but he is again warning them to stay away.
I went out there last night and the conditions seem to have abated, and I believe that today the conditions may be favorable, not so much to go across the bridge, because we would not recommend anybody going across the bridge until a thorough inspection or assessment is done by engineers from the Ministry of Works.
Ferguson also provided an update on the 7 men injured yesterday while trying to cross the bridge. Those men have since left the island, and he says no life-threatening injuries were sustained.
In the case of yesterday, I am reliably advised that many of the persons, or the 8 persons who were swept off the bridge, were construction workers who were going to work at Golden Key. The persons who were swept off the bridge were rescued, taken to the Lower Bow Clinic where they were treated, and all of them were transported to New Providence for further medical treatment. And the cost of the transportation to Nassau was borne by the contractor.
Meanwhile, Eleuthera's tourism industry is managing fairly well after strong waves and ocean surges battered the Glass Window Bridge. We talked to Eleuthera's tourism manager, Jacqueline Gibson, about the situation there.
Persons being able to charter flights from North Eleuthera and also to take advantage of the local carriers who have regular flights connecting between Governor's Harbor and North Eleuthera. That has worked well so far. But this is the busy month, and we're hoping and we're praying that things will work out well. I'm certain that the authorities are really looking at this at the moment and working real hard to come up with a solution, whereas the visitor flow to Central Eleuthera won't be affected.
The island's Ministry of Tourism is also hosting the annual Winter Residents Appreciation Party for second homeowners here in the Bahamas.
Also, we use that party as an opportunity to receive feedback from the second homeowners as how best they can assist us and what they feel some of the pressing issues are that we can jointly work together to improve Eleuthera, the lifestyle of the people, and the product in general.
It's International Women's Day, a day to reflect on the movement for women's rights. Over in the upper chamber, President of the Senate, Catherine Forbes Smith, applauded the work of women here in the Bahamas. She says they must continue to push for positive change, the implementation of gender equality and empowerment.
In the Bahamas, if we are truly interested in gender equality in government, in the private sector, law, education, sales and marketing, science and technology, we must continue to press for progress and create parity at all levels. Of particular note, the participation, representation, and election of women in government in the Bahamas remains a work in progress. We must continue to press for progress in this area. Today should be a day of reflection and a day to call for change. There are many women in our country who are doing extraordinary things in their small ways to continue the movement toward equality. I call all women to action in our country, every female leader of every organization, every woman who leads in the home, and together we must continue the movement. Let's press for progress in 2018.
Meantime, Leader of Opposition Business in the Senate, Fred Mitchell, also noted the impact of women in the Bahamas and their contributions.
The women's movement has been so successful in the country that today in so many of the professions, law being the major one, women have certainly outnumber men in terms of the graduates, in terms of the absolute numbers. And so your women are on a good track, and men would take a page from that movement to encourage young boys as they develop into their manhood. So I thank you and congratulate all women on this day.
Social Services Minister, the Honorable Lanisha Roll, is encouraging younger women in this country to build on the foundation of those who came before them. Her comments on International Women's Day, which is being observed under the theme, Challenges and Opportunities in Achieving Gender Equality and Empowerment of Rural Women and Girls. Roll, who highlighted women who have made their mark in politics, says women have historically had to fight for all they have, but in the Bahamas we have a strong foundation.
I unapologetically reiterate that a strong foundation has been laid by our matriarchs, and hence, therefore, I charge women everywhere to use your hand, to use your mouth, to use your hand, to use your feet, to build. On this International Women's Day 2018, let us pledge to build our older women, our female adolescents, our girls, our physically and mentally or emotionally challenged females. Let us together build a better Bahamas.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force celebrating the achievements of its women officers. Fern Carey tells us tonight that those women in uniform are making significant strides in the organization and have recorded a number of firsts.
With a career spanning more than 3 decades, Assistant Commissioner of Police Ismelda Davis DeLancey personifies what women can achieve through hard work and commitment to purpose. Only the 3rd woman in the history of the Royal Bahamas Police Force to attain the high rank of Assistant Commissioner, Davis is especially proud that the police force promotes gender parity, with women impacting every facet of policing.
We have women who are in our forensic science laboratory, who are analysts. We have women who are in the drug fight, fighting a counterpart with their men, their male counterparts. We have women in crime prevention. As it relates to Central Detective Unit, we have our women in general policing. We have a female pilot. We have females who ride the motorbike. Whatever you dream, I think you can achieve it. You know, I don't think we ever thought in our country that we would have a female deputy prime minister. We got that. And so, you know, the sky is the limit for females.
ACB Davis isn't the only female officer making strides on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Chief Superintendent Maxine Leary Roll is the first woman to be in charge of uniform operations for the New Providence District.
I work directly with Assistant Commissioner Ashton Greenslade. This is the area where we ensure that all of our events, our major events, are policed, properly policed. It is a pleasure knowing that I am the first female to be in this position as the Chief Superintendent of Uniform Operations. It's a milestone, another milestone for me, because back in 2003, I was the first female to be in charge of a Family Island district as an inspector. And I just love the job that I do.
And as the country celebrates the achievements of women during International Women's Day, Chief Superintendent in charge of the Information Technology Department, Delarice Ferguson, also highlighted the achievements of fellow officers.
Through our doors over the 29 years, a number of females that have been trained, we've sent them out to the various divisions. They range from the data entry clerks all the way up to technicians and statisticians. So for computerization in the force, we've had our foot firmly set. We've done well. The fact that I now sit as the commander in charge of IT, starting there as a constable all those years ago, and so I think we've done pretty well.
With all the strides these women are making on the Royal Bahamas Police Force, they're expected to leave behind a legacy that will empower young women for generations to come. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. Officials from the Bahamas Financial Services Board updated on the importance of international cooperation in the financial sector by Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Carl Bethel. He affirmed that the challenges affect every jurisdiction on every continent, and as a result, the Bahamas has and continues to make significant advances to ensure its financial sector survives and rules adhere to internationally accepted best practices and regulatory principles. In other business news, the Bahamian delegation led by Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwasi Thompson, on a trade mission to Washington, D.C. this week. The purpose of the trip is to have dialogue with U.S. companies, U.S. government officials, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and the business community to attract business and investment to the Bahamas and Grand Bahama in particular. Discussions also centered around the opening of a United States Chamber office in Grand Bahama, also to help attract investments. And in international business news today, which is International Women's Day, the White House announced that the First Lady, Melania Trump, will present State Department Courage Awards to women from around the world at a ceremony on March 21st. The award recognizes women who have shown courage and leadership in pressing for women's rights worldwide. Mrs. Trump said that courage only furthers our belief in the powerful impact women can make through solidarity and support of one another. Today, rallies and other events are being held around the world to mark International Women's Day. Well, that was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swing.
Looking for some wines or just having a real good time? Jimmy's Liquor Store is the best. Come put us to the test. It's Jimmy's. When you listen to your Bahamian lyrics, it's Jimmy's. And you feel for your favorite spirits, it's Jimmy's. When you're showing you got your Bahamian flair, it's Jimmy's. When you want that truly Bahamian beer, it's Jimmy's.
If you're at Jimmy's on Shirley Street, ask for Bahamian Gal Jackie. Carmichael Road, please see Reggie. Queens Highway, Freeport, see Bunker, that's Clayton, or ask for Mistress Key.
I've been playing football since I was a kid, and my dream has always been to see the world's best players in real life. I'd stand together with thousands, and I'd cheer.
You can win an all-expense-paid trip for two to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Visa. Just use your Scotiabank Visa card for anything. The more you use your card, the more chances you get. So cheer from Russia with Scotiabank and Visa. Conditions apply.
If you're searching for savings, then the hunt is over. Save money this and every week at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Libby's Corn or Sliced Beets 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Watley Bologna 12-ounce pack, 2 for $3. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Members Mark Ocean Spray 100% cranberry juice, 2-pack, 96-ounce size, $9.99. Fresh celery stalks, 2 for $3. Rosoni ready-cut macaroni, 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. If it's value you want, then you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
After I met Alive, and you know, the Alive people, they were so nice. They came and showed me how to do this and do that, you know what I mean? And everything became so easy to me, you know, and it started growing and make my head more relaxed, you know? Even when I don't even want to do that, you know, I just sit down and when I look, I could watch different movies, different channels, you know. If you don't know what to do, Alive, like us, you know, the staff, they so nice and they so humble, you know. I mean, the girls so beautiful, but good personality. You know, they come and they show you what to do. And I mean, I saw they didn't come here like years ago, you know what I mean? This like honey. They feed me with honey. I can taste no sweetness through this company, right? I can just taste the sweetness going on for our family, you know? Alive really connect me, and I believe in the best. And Alive is the best. And it's good to be alive and stay alive.
One of the country's national treasures celebrated a significant milestone last evening. Former Governor General Arthur Hanna celebrated his 90th birthday with family and friends at a special service of Thanksgiving at the Church of St. Matthew on Shirley Street. Retired Rector Father James Moultrie reflected on Arthur Hanna's unselfish will to put service for country above himself.
His life could have taken a much different course had he not listened to the cries of his people for freedom. A.D. Hanna was one of the great lawyers of our times who could have made a decent living practicing law, but he chose national service. Moses belonged to the noblest order of men, but he was saved by faith alone. This faith moved him to the faithful service of God and the Hebrew people, and self-denial that was unparalleled at that time of human history. A.D. Hanna was in a similar position and decided to follow his conscience, not knowing at the time how dearly it would cost him.
Father Moultrie hailed A.D. Hanna as a founding father who did things his way. He said Mr. Hanna was welcomed into the circle of the academic elite, but relinquished many of his honors, including his knighthood.
Even though he was recognized among the elite, he went with his conscience. He once again cut a different path. And he often had to tear himself away from many a friend who did not always understand his actions. That's as far as I'll go with that. But the brethren know what I mean. He gave us all the courage to dream and then to follow our dreams. And if our faith shows us that to occupy our present position involves complicity with sin or error, we should break away at the earliest opportunity.
Stay close. Sports and Family Island weather are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Easter's almost here, so get your hot-cross buns in gear for the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. Buy Robin Hood flour and take your receipt to Pritchard's on Robinson Road. 10 winners will be invited to the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. You can win up to $3,000. Want to be an instant winner? Take a selfie with Robin Hood flour. Email it to robinhoodpromo@gmail.com and check Acer H Pritchard's Facebook page to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on pastry.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Lador. Now, right now, we have some police officers in studios, softball players, I'm told, and they're going to be playing on the weekend. They've been bombarding me about Saturday's weather. Well, it's going to be just okay on Saturday, okay? But right now, we're going to pause to take a look at temperatures around the family of islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 68 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Greentoe Key in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, also at 68. Harbor Island, Eleuthera, well, Ballas Harbor, telling you, 70 degrees there. Allenstown, Bimini, 68 degrees. Now we get into Harbor Island, Eleuthera at 72 degrees. Rock Sound, 74 here in the capital. The temperature also 74 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, 76. Picking up a couple 77s in Kemp Space, South Andrews, also Staniel Key in the Exuma chain. San Salvador and Rum Key at 74. Georgetown, Exuma, 77 degrees. In Clarencetown, Long Island, 80. Crooked Island, 80. Betsy Bay Megwana, 78 degrees, 78 also in Acklands, Ragged Island, 80 degrees, Matthewtown, Inago, 81, and our neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Island, they report in 79 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas, your winds are going to be out of the northwest, 15 to 20 knots. We have choppy seas around 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. The low tide, well, that took place at 6:47 this evening. Tomorrow, for all areas, winds northwest to north, they will be coming down 10 to 15 knots, so we'll drop that caution flag for you. Wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide, 7:40 in the morning. The high tide will take place at 1:30 in the afternoon. And as we get you into Saturday, which is a game time for those officers, winds out of the east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide, 8:40 in the morning, high tide at 2:29 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, easterly flow 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I'll play the game of love and loss. You stop the world and let me off. Stop the world and let me off. I'm tired of going round and round. I'll play the game of love and loss.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers that affect men. The prostate is a small walnut-shaped gland that produces the seminal fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. Prostate cancer usually grows slowly and initially remains confined to the prostate gland where it may not cause serious harm. While some types of prostate cancer grow slowly and may need minimal to no treatment, other types are aggressive and can spread quickly. Prostate cancer may not cause signs or symptoms in its early stages. Prostate cancer that is more advanced may cause symptoms and signs such as trouble urinating, decreased force in the stream of urine, blood in the urine, blood in the semen, general pain in the lower back, hips, and thighs, discomfort in the pelvic area, bone pain, erectile dysfunction. It is best to detect prostate cancer early when it is confined to the prostate. Treatment in these cases is usually early and very successful. If you have any of the signs and symptoms of prostate cancer, see your doctor and visit your community clinic as soon as possible. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
In today's world, things are constantly changing. So the one thing you can depend on to stay the same is quality, savings, and value. At Solomon's, you'll get real savings with unbeatable prices on everything your family needs. Solomon's, real quality, real savings, real value.
There's only one place to find it all, and it's right here at the Builders Mall, where our friendly staff will provide you with everything your project needs.
From electrical supplies to lighting design.
An array of bathroom and plumbing fixtures.
Tools, lumber, shingles, and roofing materials.
Everything for the contractor.
Or the do-it-yourselfer. For the perfect finishing touch, it's the Paint Center.
For a rainbow worth of colors, try Valspar Premium Paint.
Along with Minmax stains to help you finish the job.
Come, stop by next door at Tile King.
And browse an exquisite selection of tiles from around the world.
Plus, granite countertops and medallions.
Setting materials and a full line of Ruby tools for the wall, floor, patio, or pool.
Our standard is superior customer service.
And we are guaranteed to provide you with everything you need and more.
So don't waste time running from place to place.
Find it all at Builders Mall.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
I guess I was too big-eyed. You promised me so much. I gave up my time, my friends, my connections, and my contacts. And this is how you treat me? I should have never left my mean squeeze for this side piece. And all these funny numbers and things.
Why switch when you can stay with the company that covers every island, rock, and key? BTC, every day.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Alma's Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Champ Short has once again been called up by the New York Mets to be a part of their spring training roster. The Mets currently playing in the Grapefruit League in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Short did not get in the game yesterday, an 11-4 loss to the New York Yankees, nor did he play today in an 8-5 loss to the Washington Nationals. The Mets play again tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers. On to the NBA hardwood last night. Buddy Hield going up against his old team. He finished up 7 for 18 from the field, 4 of 11 from three-point arc, 2 of 2 at the line. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and a steal in just under 31 minutes. The Sacramento Kings falling to the New Orleans Pelicans 114-101. Buddy and the Kings play again tomorrow at home against the Orlando Magic. On to the college hardwood now. Travis Munning finishing up with 13 points last night. He led Louisiana Monroe into the second round of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, knocking out Arkansas State 76-54. Up next now will be Georgia Southern on Friday. On the ladies' side, the Jacksonville Dolphins, they're into the championship game of the Atlantic Sun Tournament. They beat North Florida 83-77. Shalonda Neely playing just 3 minutes and had 1 steal for coach Gillette McPhee-McQuinn. The Dolphins face off with Florida Gulf Coast on Sunday with an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. Now, earlier today, DeAndre Ayton and Arizona, they were in quarterfinal round action in the Pac-12 tournament against Colorado. A slow first half, 3 for 10 from the field, just 6 points, 3 rebounds. The Cats only led 35-33 at the break. Second half, not much better for the big man. He finished up with 10 points on 4 of 14 from the field and 2 of 6 from behind, actually from the free throw line. He also had 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Arizona would prevail, though, 83-67. Up next in the semifinals tomorrow will be the winner of UCLA and Stanford. That game playing as we speak. The Cats this season 2-0 against Stanford. They lost their only game against UCLA. Well, Telios won the Bahamas Scholastic Association Senior Boys Basketball Championship on Tuesday. It's now on to the Nationals in Grand Bahama, and the game plan is simple.
We have to work on being patient. We're a little bit too quick and too spasmodic. We need to be more patient and selective in our shooting.
Telios swept Mount Carmel in the championship series. Mount Carmel coach Jeffrey Henfield spoke about what needs to happen so that his team could compete at a higher level.
Just small games, keep them together. It's just an experience, it's learning experience. Like, I have faith and I know we're gonna get better after each game. We still made it to Nationals, to play in Nationals in Freeport, so hopefully we go over there, have a good showing and move forward from there.
The National High School Track and Field Championships underway at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. From there, it's on to Carifta Trials and then the Carifta Games. Earlier this week, Carifta Fever hit the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Among those on hand was Christopher Thompson from the Bahamas Anti-Doping Commission. He spent some time with Carifta hopefuls, showing them exactly what they can take from what they can't.
Anything that can enhance your performance as an athlete would be considered a drug or a doping violation. So to prevent that, what we would do is we would have you see one of our therapeutic use doctors who would at least give you information on which drugs that you can take and certify you for that drug so that you could perform at the level that you want to perform at and still be able to take your medication, or whether it's for diabetes or any other ailments that you have. And with certain medications, they do certain things to the body. So we have to be conscious of what medicines you're taking and what products or what chemicals are in those medications. So it's a little complex situation, but we usually give consultation on it through the Bahamas Anti-Doping Commission.
Well, last weekend, the police held their fun run walk, and as you can see, this coming Saturday will be softball. And I'm going to turn it over to you guys and tell us what's going on.
Good night, Jonathan. It's good to be here. First of all, let me thank you on behalf of the Commissioner of Police and all the members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We're celebrating our 178th year anniversary, and our theme for that anniversary is celebrating our past, protecting our future. With this as a backdrop, we're having a number of events, sporting events, variety concerts, and then we culminate with our annual Gala Ball. That will be on April 7th. We're here today to hype up all of you, the community, members of the public, to come and join us. We had the fun run, like you said, last week, Saturday. And we thank the public for the major turnout. I think we could go on record and say we just there behind the Susan Coleman. I'm being facetious, but it was excellent. This Saturday, March 10 at the Blue Hill Playing Complex will be our softball tournament and jamboree. As you can see, we have different colors represented here. We have the red team, of which I am a part of, Headquarters Transformers, Lone Red. And I have some of my colleagues in studio here from the other team. I'll let them introduce themselves and go on and speak about their team.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Superintendent Christopher Wright, the commanding officer of the Southern Division. Collectively, Southern Division, along with Southwest, South Central, Cable Beach, and the airport, we're going to combine our efforts to beat up on these different colors that you see here. We are the purple team and we are the gladiators. The excitement fills the air as we engage ourselves during the entire month of March. As we celebrate our 178 years, as Superintendent Robinson has said, I'm asking you, the softball tournament is in honor of retired Assistant Commissioner Juanita Colebrook, who was very instrumental in starting this league. So we want you to be there on time. The first pitch is at 8:30 a.m. The first game is at 9 a.m. and yours truly, along with somebody's here, will be playing that first game. So guess what, Bahamas? I'm going to be there. They're going to be there. We need you to be there to continue this excitement.
I am representing the Central team, Central Ballers, the Money Green team. We are going to razzle and dazzle our opponents and come up with the victory. We're not arrogant. We are just that good. Central Ballers! Yeah!
I'm representing the Vitamin C Team Orange. I know it's only me, but we have orange vitamin C that y'all need. I am Woman Couple 3 and 5 Major from the Police Force Band. And we also had a mini tattoo in the community. We have one on Friday, which will be at Fox Hill. So we want you all to come down and invite it and enjoy and come up and have fun.
I'm Sergeant Jerron Thompson. I represent Team Blue, the Beast from the East. Woo! Thank you very much. That team includes South Beach Police Station, Elizabeth Estates Police Station, Northeastern Station, which is Wolf Road, and the Fox Hill Station. These are the teams that you see represented here. They're going to be positioning themselves for second place.
Yeah, let's go.
Come and celebrate with us on Saturday. We're going to be giving away free merchandise. And we're going to win it all.
Yeah! Corporal Forbes here. 3358 representing the Crime Family Destroyers.
Yeah!
The defending champions as well. Two things we have to say. Short and sweet. Don't turn your car off. This one be the whole before it starts.
All right, so Robert, I want you to get the last word in because you didn't say what your team can do to everybody.
Listen, there's no need. When you know what it is, no need to brag. We know that the Transformers, the rest of them, they're second place. There'll be a sea of red, lone red. We'll destroy them. But let me say before we leave, Johnson. Let me say before we leave that what you see. 1 second, please. Let me say before we leave that just what you see going on here in Nassau will be going on throughout our family islands. Is an archipelago, and all of the police officers throughout the family islands, Grand Bahama, they'll be celebrating along with us. Grand Bahama also has their softball tournament that starts tomorrow evening and goes right through Saturday. So again, to our partners and also the community, come out and support your police. Yes. The police is the public and the public is the police. Come on out and support us.
Gladiators! Well, there you go. Once again, a successful fun run walk last Saturday and this Saturday softball, so come out and support the police. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the family islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
What if there was a place at the crossroads of Nolens and Nassau, where the bold coffees of Asia, Africa, and South America are paired with the spicy, savory flavors of the South, where authentic Cajun Creole fare is always cooking and love is always brewing. A crossroads for friends and family, where business and pleasure, they're all the same. Where cosmopolitan meets Caribbean, where the exotic and everyday combine. Louis & Steen's New Orleans Coffee House. Exquisite specialty coffee. Delicious Cajun fare. Come see what's brewing all year round at 809 West Bay Street. Louis & Steen's. Brewing smiles, brewing family, brewing love in every cup.
New Orleans Coffee House.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at whether that cold front which went through late last night is now across the central Bahamas, but there's a second front across central Florida. That's going to stall over the peninsula for a few days, but then come Monday late, that's going to pass through the northwest Bahamas, and hence you will see a return of the chilly temperatures early next week. Tonight, we're going in for mostly clear and chilly conditions, the low temperature getting down to 64 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny and mild, high temperature around 79 degrees. The extended weather forecast over the next 7 days is going to be pretty nice right through the weekend. But come Monday, we bring some showers back in the forecast as another front system makes its way through the northwest Bahamas. Chillier temperatures will follow. And that will take us into the middle part of next week when we'll see yet some more rains in the forecast on Thursday, and that signals yet the arrival of another front system. So we have a series of these fronts passing through over the next week and a half.
So are we going to be cheerleaders for the police force's sporting activities this weekend? Jordan?
Well, I guess if we don't have anything else to do, we can go out there on Saturday and celebrate with them.
Don't you have on your favorite color already, no?
No, I'm not going to. And as we celebrate International Women's Day, our very own Beverly Curry will highlight several women in the documentary, The Determination of Rural Women here in the Bahamas. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Well, we had to grow our own creatures, pigs and sheep and goats.
We need to change the mindset of our young people because we have to be able to feed ourselves.
Definitely, we don't have the comforts as simple as community.